Here I go again. Hi and welcome back again. Hopefully you are back. Hopefully nobody subscribed because I just didn't really like Xenoblade Chronicles X. And if you want to know more, go check out the other video. However, the game that I am playing right now is Atelier Iris 2. Now, I have played a few Atelier games throughout my life, of course, and I never really liked the 3D Atelier games. It never clicked, none of them. I have played Verona. Just imagine any Atelier game besides Ryza. That's basically why I stopped playing these games, but it never really clicked with me. But I do remember getting Atelier Iris 2 years ago when the PS3 came out, whatever, and I really enjoyed the game, and I was pretty far. But of course, I forgot a lot of stuff, so I figured why not play the game from start to finish all over again. So I already have played a large chunk of this game. Now I do want to say something a little bit weird though. I have this game, the American version, on my MacBoot PS2, and MacBoot outputs it at 480i. It looks alright, a little bit jagged here and there, jaggies here and there, but nothing to really worry about. I am used to it. To have, of course, a PS2 on a big screen, you know what happens. However, just out of fun, I wanted to check out my old save file that I had on my launch PS3. Yes, it still works fine. And it outputs it at 480p. That is really interesting and really weird. However, the image cleared up tremendously. It looks so good on my PS3 Fat. It basically looks like it would look on a CRT. So, of course, I started playing it on my 60GB PS3. Now, I am 17 hours into the game. I started playing it on last Friday after I basically didn't like Xenoblade. So 17 hours in, you know I'm liking this game a lot. Especially its combat system. Its combat system is turn-based, but really easy, very fast-paced, pretty simple to understand. But throughout the game, I'm not at the point where the game does get a little bit more difficult. You have to use skills a lot more. You have to heal your allies a lot more. Where in the beginning of the game, it really felt like it's a really super easy game. But thankfully, the game does get harder and it does sort of want you to get all the skills and level up and upgrade your gear, etc., etc. And talking about skills, I really like this system, and I actually didn't knew it was in the game. I probably, when I first played the game, never really looked at it. But just like with Final Fantasy IX, equipment has certain skills like attack plus S, right? Or a magical attack, or a heal spell. And you need SP points to master that skill, and then you have learned that skill forever. Just like with Final Fantasy IX. However, yesterday I actually found out that the more sort of character exclusive skills are from their weapons. So you have a sort of a blacksmith system where you can upgrade your weapons with mana and with an item. But you actually have to, just like with items, you have to use SP points used automatically when you defeat enemies to level up and then master that skill until you learned it forever. So I was sort of upgrading my weapons really quickly and found out like, hey, where is that really powerful attack that I used with Felv, the main character? And then I realized like, oh, it's a couple of sword upgrades back. And you can just upgrade to a different sword, right? So you can basically go back, but you'll get a little bit weaker, etc. So I really like that system, just like I loved it in Final Fantasy IX. Graphically, man, I love sprite-based games, and I know that there are a few of these sprite-based games like Disgaea, like Mana Khemia, like Atelier Iris 1, 2, and 3 on the PS2, but man, developers really should have made more of these, at that time, high quality sprite based games instead of trying to go 3D, where a lot of games don't really, don't really age that well. I don't mind it, I don't care about graphics, but you know what I mean. The sprites in this game looks incredible. The character designs are incredible. So much details, but also in the enemies. There's a huge amount of details in the enemies and on your characters. I love the characters and I'm really liking the storyline. It may be really cliche about two worlds and they don't know that the other world exists, Tales of Symphonia, but basically it's just being told in a really fun way. And I think that all the Atelier games are a little bit more more fun, like more whimsical, right? It's not Suikoden where it's really dark and really adult-like. I can't find the right word for it, but you know what I mean. Where this Atelier games are always more like yay, whimsical. So I really like the sort of, there is a dark tone to it, but there's a lot of funny moments in the game. The music is pretty good. It's not Final Fantasy, but it is pretty good. Some of these tracks, like The Dark Forest, are pretty damn good, to be really honest. So overall, I am absolutely loving Atelier Iris 2. Now, I have played Atelier Iris 1, and I did like it, but definitely not as much as Atelier Iris 2. Now, I do know, because I have seen some people sometimes say, Atelier Iris 2 is actually my favorite. And especially when the company goes to 3D, they kind of lost some of its charm. And maybe that's why I never really could get into these Atelier games. And I also thought, especially back then when I played Atelier Verona, is that the alchemy system is so complicated. You need so much to do to make something, where in Atelier Iris 2, it is really simple. It is super freaking simple. And I actually really like to make more equipment and to make more items and whatever what, and to see what is next. What can you make next and where does the story go next? So I am not surprised that I like this game, because I knew I would like it because I already played it. But I think I do like it more than I played it back then. And we're talking about probably 2007, 2008, because this game came out in 2006. And I have played the game on my PS3. And back then, there were not that many PS3 games coming out. So I was still playing and buying PS2 games. So I probably got this in 2007. So that's a long time ago. Then I was much younger and much more handsome than I am right now. So yeah, I'm really enjoying Atelier Iris 2. If you never played it, go check it out. Go play it. And leave it in the comments below. Have you ever played an Atelier Iris 2 game? And also, if you're a huge Atelier fan, and you're thinking, wait up, Claude, with Atelier Iris, they really made the game better. They really made, a lot of huge improvements, and maybe I'll pick that game up and see for myself. But the newest Atelier game, that's more action combat. I've seen some trailers and gameplay videos, and it's super flashy and colors. I'm like, no, that's not the type of game that I like. Even though I do like the art design a lot, and I have to admit, even the 3D Atelier games, the character designs were always super freaking cool. So yeah, I'm enjoying Atelier Iris 2 a lot. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And you'll see me next time.